Yo,
Yellow.
Firelink Podcast. Talk about sports today. Got John, Robbie. Billy is definitely probably sleeping because he worked all last night. He probably wouldn't be looking too good if he wasn't here. So, just going to get into what all happened this weekend, all the good stuff, all the sporting world that actually happened, and how bad Markelle Fultz is at free throws. But primarily get into maybe how bad the Carson Wentz just ran a train on that defense for the Skins yesterday.
Carson Wentz is looking phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk Cousins threw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, but he threw it to his 2 tight ends, Reed and
Vernon Davis.
Vernon Davis with a cane. I don't know how old he is, but he hasn't been quite relevant since he was a 49er. But, I mean, how does he do that when Terrell Pryor is just MIA on the field? He's just...
Well, Kirk can ball out, that's for sure.
I mean, does Terrell Pryor, just because he got, I don't know how much his contract was, $10 million for 1 year? Is it just because he got paid, he's not motivated to get hit?
I don't think he's necessarily a great receiver to begin with. Athlete, a crazy good athlete, but does he have the hands? Can he run the routes as well?
But the thing is, when he was with the Browns, man, why did he not look? He looked really good, though. I don't know. Yeah, he looked athletic, but
he dropped a lot of balls. That was his biggest problem with the Browns.
That's his problem right now is he's shorting certain routes, and I don't think he wants to get hit over the middle, even though you're pretty much well protected now as a wide receiver in this league that if you get cracked, they usually throw a flag on you, so the guy's got to turn or something. But his touchdown on the year, gosh, I can't even remember who they played. A good corner was on him, and he timed his jump bad, and Terrell Pryor didn't go up for the ball. It was a 44-yard bomb, I think, and he just caught it in the breadbasket. I mean, if that ball gets tipped, he don't touch it. He didn't go up to get it. He's just I dropped him on my fantasy team because I was sick. So Kenny Stills has more fantasy points than him. Robbie Anderson of the Jets has more fantasy points than him.
All of my receivers.
PPR or not PPR, he's just hazardous.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Julio's had a great year either, but
he's been solid for fantasy. Not what you were expecting.
Not first round pick solid.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Neither has Isaiah Crowell, though.
No, well,
I don't know why they put him in rankings in the first round.
Either. I didn't grab him. I knew as a Browns fan that he wasn't going to be.
Hey, I really feel like the Browns this year are just going to run the ball really well because they won't be able to throw it.
I can't do either. But moving on to brighter topics, Carson Wentz is looking like a superstar.
Yes, yeah.
MVP candidate, maybe.
No, I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
I mean, through 7 games right now?
7 games. He's led the Eagles to 6-1 in not a terrible conference.
I think he's got 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He's got a great QBR.
Yeah, he's thrown for 1,800 yards already.
Yeah, I mean, for a guy that's like a possession game manager guy, he's shown that he can do it, and he runs good.
He's been consistent. He does know when to run. He knows when to hold him, when to fold him.
I mean, he doesn't do that RG3 shit where you just man, I really want to be concussed today and just lay on the sidelines.
Yeah, he's 4th in the league in quarterback rating with 104. That's pretty good.
Who leads the league? Smith?
Alex Smith with 120, and then down to Tom Brady, 108, and Kirk Cousins. You were just talking about 107.2.
He's playing good, and that's why I don't know how without. He's supposed to be your number 1.
He has been playing very well.
But I mean, Chris Thompson and them, he just play good.
Aaron Rodgers was up there, but he got hurt. Sad.
Yeah, that kind of sucked one away. But I mean, I think I'll tell you what, the MVP right now is, I think it's between just Alex Smith and Carson Wentz.
And you got to give some props to Brady. He does. He has 300 more passing yards than anybody else.
I don't know how I feel about that, though.
Well, look at, okay, Who do you think's
I mean,
overall-
he did lay an egg week 1, but Alex Smith laid an egg on the Steelers.
Yeah, teams overall, do you think the Philly has a better team overall than the Patriots? Their defense is much better.
Yeah, but look at their backs. I mean, LeGarrette Blount and Smallwood and I don't even know. Is Sproul still there? Sproul's even touching the ball?
I haven't heard from Sproles.
I haven't heard a lot from him at all. And then they do have a good offensive line, but Nelson Aguilar, and I mean, you haven't heard Alshon Jeffrey all year. Ertz has been number 1.
Ertz has been the best tight end in the league. He leads all tight ends in targets, receptions, yards, touchdowns.
I mean, he's been a fantasy stud. And what round did you pick him in when?
Like 7th or 8th.
In a 12-man league. Jeez. Yeah, because I was looking at him for that when that happened, but yeah, I guess I jumped the gun shitty on somebody else. I got Delaney Walker and like Witten.
That's all right. I picked up who was the tight end for the Patriots that's now just a blocker.
Oh, Dwayne Allen.
Dwayne Allen. I picked him up after that, and I was like, oh, man, if Gronk gets hurt.
Don't get fantasy points for good blocks.
No,
Pancakes.
you don't. Pancakes, they should give you fantasy
They
points.
should. You know what? Why not? Give you a quarter of it.
But Kansas City's got a really good team.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like Tom Brady's got to be in the conversation at least.
Yeah, I mean, he's really only played one bad week.
And he is still balling out, and they're 5-2 with a very subpar defense.
I mean, besides those two, I mean, other people that I think would even get votes, or besides those 3, I mean, maybe somebody gives Le'Veon Bell a thing, or maybe Kareem Hunt a vote.
Hunt, he's the
They make
leading rusher
sense.
right now.
And has a lot of receptions. I mean,
Yeah.
Gurley's ran well, but he ain't gonna.
No.
Most improved player of the year is definitely Jared Goff.
Yeah, Goff
Gosh.
is up there, but Wentz has been getting better too.
Yeah, but he
I
didn't
can't
look
believe.
bad last year.
No, that's true. That's true.
That's just Goff, man. You thought Bustzilla, he's just go
did.
back and sit in the locker room. And just
I
look
thought
at the playbook.
that for sure. I
Oh
was
my
not
God.
expecting anything out of him.
People are looking at Jeff Fisher like he just eats paint chips all day, makes draft picks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't too bad. I mean, what else happened yesterday? I know Patriots did beat on the Falcons. The Falcons just aren't right.
Yeah,
God
I don't
only
know.
knows.
They're 3-3 right now. It's obviously too early to call them bad or underachieving because we just don't know yet. But I did think they were going to be a bit better than what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, how do you? They've literally not showed up since they've lost the Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah.
that was what, a 25-point comeback they gave up?
28, I think. Or was it 25? It was in the 20s, which is bad enough. You can't give up that many points in the Super Bowl.
Was it 31-3 or
Uncontested.
28-3?
I thought it was 20. It might have been 28-3 then. I'm not sure.
Either way, you're bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
But
it's also the fucking Patriots.
Matty Ice seems frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can't break out at anything right now. He's throwing junk balls. He's not hitting Julio. He ain't looking good.
Yep. It's and another one that's really shocked me is Derek Carr and Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper had that crazy game,
They did have
This
a
past
huge
weekend.
game last week, and then that has to carry over.
but until then he was dropping
No.
passes. Derek Carr wasn't looking anywhere near as good as he did last year, which really shocked me. I thought he was poised to make a crazy good year. With Crabtree has been phenomenal. He's a touchdown monster with 6 on the year.
Another thing is, the fucking Buffalo Bills are 4-2.
Fucking Buffalo Bills, dude. They shocked me. I mean, I didn't think they were going to be terrible, but I didn't think...
Yeah, but Buffalo is a depressing place. I mean, come on now.
Yeah,
If
you
you're
get
going to
5
get
feet
there.
of snow in
Yeah.
a day, you know. That sucks.
I mean,
All
that's hockey.
Oh, I know.
City.
All the snow that misses us, Buffalo gets.
Oh my God! Yeah, the Lake Erie, you can suck a big one, but you just ruined a lot of winners.
God, I remember the Bills, they had to pay people, like civilians, to come shovel their arena. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
They-
They had to pick up players in snowmobiles and other ways to get them from their house to the stadium to get on a the bus.
Yep.
And then they wound up playing in Detroit, I think, anyway.
I don't remember. I just remember there were people going out there shoveling the arena.
And they were giving away tickets for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That was a lot of snow in a small amount of time.
That'd have been fucking awesome, though. You'd have been like, dude, I would have went and shoveled the Brown Stadium out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is a free fucking football game. I'll sit up on top of the lights up there. I don't care.
Yeah, no.
Get me in
Except
there
right off Lake Erie, when you're at a game, that Brown Stadium is right off the lake, and that is freezing cold during the colder months. It's terrible.
God.
Especially when your team's losing and you're freezing.
You're like,
and you're not drunk enough.
You're like, do I really want to get up and get another beer right now? Because I can't feel my knees or my hands.
Yeah, you got to come prepared to Cleveland games.
Oh, my God. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll get there this year. They got to play the Steelers again. Maybe we'll go see that damn
I am
thing.
not paying to watch the Browns anymore.
We'll go shovel their stadium out.
God, I don't even know if that'd be worth it.
No, it wouldn't.
So the Dolphins, we'll stick with the AFC East then. I'm talking about the Bills. They're 4-2. Patriots are 5-2. But the Dolphins are 4-2.
And they've seemed up and down and all around. And Jay Cutler got screwed over. Like everybody hurt his chest. And Matt Moore came
in and led him back on a comeback, didn't he? I'm pretty sure, yeah. He won on a comeback win, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Jay Cutler, Mr. I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
I know Jarvis Landry is like second or third in the league in receptions. So
yeah, he's had weeks where he had like, I think week 1 he had like 8 catches for like 40 yards. Like he throws just hands the ball off to him or something. You know, it's just, I don't know. I mean, that's a goofy division.
It is weird. And the Jets,
they're only 3-4.
The 3-4, I thought they were going to be much worse this year. Honestly, I thought they were going to be near Browns level bad.
Everybody thought that.
I didn't think
Colin Cowherd just throwing his hate on them.
I didn't think the Jets were going to have much offense. I don't know. I've just been kind of shocked. McCown, dude, I love that dude. McCown is awesome.
I mean, here's another thing. The Rams ran one right up the Cardinals' ass this weekend, 33-0. They broke Carson Palmer's forearm.
Oh, God.
Larry Fitzgerald probably didn't get any looks the whole rest of the damn game.
No. Dude, that's bad, dude.
If you had told me the fucking Rams were going to beat on the Cardinals 33-0, I'd tell you,
get out of here.
Get out. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. Vikings beat on the Ravens, good, because the Ravens are...
Vikings without Teddy Bridgewater and Dalvin Cook have a winning record.
It makes no
sense. And it's weird. It's very weird.
You told me Case Keenum's would take him 5-2.
Yeah, 5-2.
Crazy again.
And I like their defense, but it ain't that good for a 5-2. You'd think, but they're just pulling it out right now. They're on a 3-win streak. Packers. I haven't seen any of that Hundley.
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's all right. He's not killing it. He ain't gonna kill it.
Do you think he can take that team to the playoffs? Probably not.
Hell no, because that team's not good. I'll tell you, their defense is awful. Can't stop a runny nose over there. It's bad, and the wide receivers just I don't think they know how to play with somebody not named Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he kind of makes that organization go.
He runs all over the damn place and just pops it around, and he deals dimes everywhere. I don't even know.
Well, he's always been one of those quarterbacks I'm watching. Him and Roethlisberger. As soon as they break that pocket, you start worrying. Because now they're both hard to take down.
Yeah, but I get scared he's going to get hurt.
Well, with Ben. But Aaron Rodgers has this amazing ability to throw on the run. Like, not many quarterbacks have. Like, it's pinpoint across the field, across his body, and it's always made him so dangerous.
He's good.
He is really good.
We don't have to talk about the Cowboys and Niners at all.
No.
We don't have to talk about the Titans and Browns, right?
Well,
dude, Joe Thomas went down.
Joe Thomas.
And,
Can we just have a moment of silence for Joe Thomas?
Anyways, the damn guy... I'll tell you, I doubted his talents because they just haven't been so good for a while that I thought people were getting to the quarterbacks quick. Well, after he got taken down, Brian Orakpo running around the edge every play. They were putting a tight end and a tackle on him.
Yeah.
Cody Kessler was getting murdered, dude. You think he was concussion problems then?
Yeah. And it's so funny. Like, oh yeah, we're starting Kaiser this week. but we're going to bench him very fast.
Well, that's because the motherfucker I think he threw another red zone interception. You get him in there, and he is a cancer.
The Browns have problems, like deep-rooted organizational problems right now.
I don't even know. What does Hugh Jackson do before he calls plays? Does he fucking just throw a coin up in the air and say...
Honestly, at this point, and as much as I would hate this, but I think the Browns need to just be dissolved. I don't think they need to be a team anymore.
Man, you're really...
How many teams have started to turn around their franchise in the amount of years the Browns have been consistently bad?
I feel like they've just been so bad for so long. Players go there and they're like, oh my God, I really got to fucking revive my career because I'm playing for Cleveland, you know? And then they get there, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure on you to look good. Well, maybe some people say there isn't because they haven't done anything. You don't have expectations, but you still have to you look like a bad player on a bad team when you're losing.
But look at the Lions. They were 0-16. They went 0-16, and they came back, and they've been like 8-8 and things like that.
They got the right guy in the draft, too. They got Stafford and Calvin Johnson. The league's built around offense, yet the Browns want to draft a lot of defense and just a moron.
And they don't draft well.
Joku's good.
I like Njoku.
But you drafted Johnny Manziel.
Josh Gordon. Although Josh Gordon had that superstar talent, but
he's a top 5 talent if he doesn't smoke a ton of weed.
Well, he did a bunch of other stuff.
He probably overdosed on weed a couple times in his life. Is that even possible?
No, it's not. But
it's a good joke, though.
He did. No, he came out and said he did a whole bunch more than just weed. Like he was a junkie. And that really screwed up he had such talent. That dude was so fast. His strides, he just beat people so fast.
Dude, that's another thing.
It bothers me so much because as a Browns fan, it's like we cling to certain players that give us hope. He was one of those guys. He still has the record for the only receiver to have back-to-back 200-plus receiving yards.
I think he did it on the Steelers.
Well, I think one of the games was against the Patriots. It was. He caught like a short slant, and he just beat everybody. But, I don't know. The Browns, they can't draft very well. The best player they've ever drafted since I've been born was Joe Thomas. And now he might be done for the rest of his career. First snap he ever missed. First time he'd ever gotten hurt like that. It's sad. It's a sad day for Browns fans.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys are... Do you win a game this year?
I think they win one.
Bad.
I think they win one or two. Same with 49ers. There's got to be one Sunday where they just put it all out there and they get themselves a win. You can't... I
don't know, John.
0-16 is hard to accomplish.
Well, is it?
It is. Like, I feel like you almost have to try and get 0-16.
Who the hell knows what he was doing? I mean, how bad is it they've played 7 games and they've used 3 different quarterbacks a variety of different times?
I know.
They've started 2 different ones. And Cody Kessler will probably start next week.
Yeah, right, dude. That dude has had so many concussions.
Dude, every time he gets tackled, his brain has to put itself back together and then regroup for a play.
Reboot himself. He's like, "Oh, who am I? Where am I?"
He's like Kessler.
Yeah,
going out there putting it together.
Yeah. So it's like, I think it's organizational, and that's why no coach has ever made a difference.
Pettit was good.
I didn't like Pettit.
Well, he got you 8-8, 7-9.
7-9. His offense was weird. I don't know. I think it's just the management. I don't think it's the players. I mean, the players aren't talented, but we can't get talented players. We can't draft talented players.
They're just hazardous, man. It's just a contagious disease going around, eating players alive. If you had Tom Brady, you'd fuck that up too. I bet.
Yeah, you want to know what it's called? The fucking Cleveland curse. That's what it is.
I mean, there's something about Lake Erie that just swallows talent and just diminishes it.
I don't know, man. It's pretty tough to watch. All right, moving on from the Browns.
I'll give you one. Martavis Bryant needs to shut his fucking mouth. I mean, all right, I got one for you. This guy's been suspended twice for smoking weed. 4 games his rookie year, and then a whole season last year. And he's upset he's not a bigger role in the offense. We drafted Juju Smith-Schuster because we can't rely on you to be there. That's why it happened.
And Jesse James has been playing good. And you have Antonio Brown, the best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
And you're complaining about not getting your youth on offense. You need to be quiet. Stop calling off sick from team meetings.
That's pathetic. Yeah, and he's like, I'm not being selfish. And he's like, if I just want to help contribute and stuff. Be the best player you can be. The best player you can be is running straight down the damn field, awkwardly as hell like a gazelle, and just I don't even think he can catch the ball. You're not that. You're good. You're talented. But you're never going to be a top 25 wide receiver in this league.
And especially not on the team with Antonio Brown.
And the only place you're a number 1 in
is Cleveland.
So go there with your buddy Sammy Coates with his hand disease, dropitis, and go play over there.
Heck, Duke Johnson still probably beat you out.
Duke Johnson is a better wide receiver than Martavis Bryant. He does not run a 4 flat, apparently, like you do. But he definitely can run routes.
Hands.
Run routes. He has hands. You'd think Martavis Bryant didn't even have gloves on. He's just, dude. You know what? The Steelers don't put up with shit like that. They'll put him on the pine all year. He literally ran a reverse like at the beginning of the game, and that was like, oh, we'll see if that makes him happy, and got like 2 more passes that game.
Yeah.
Nothing. You know what, man? Just fly a kite. And, Pittsburgh's really not that far from Cleveland. You can go there and then see how happy you are.
See how that makes you feel. You'll be a part of the offense, but...
I mean, I think if he smokes weed one more time, he's kicked out of the NFL, too, isn't he?
Well...
3-strike rule?
Kind of, but see, with Josh Gordon, he hit that, but he went to rehab. He's been talking to Goodell, trying to get reinstated. He hasn't... what do they call it?
Rehabilitate the guys or reinstate him or somehow? Or whatever.
Well, he hasn't tried to get reinstated this last time. He's waiting a bit longer, and it seems a bit more genuine this time that he's trying to get better. But you never know. You never know with these guys.
Oh, I know. They're all full of shit. I mean, you make that much money, your money starts to do anything. I mean, well, Billy tells us all the time. He goes, if I was making $20 million a year, he goes, you know how much coke I'd fucking do? I'm like, I don't think I'd try it.
No. It's my biggest thing, and I know some people are like, oh, you can't say it. You're making that much money to play a children's game. Can you just hold off for a little bit until you retire in 10 years and then do whatever the hell you want?
I don't get it.
You're just squandering this opportunity that millions of people would love to have. To play this sport.
Oh, yeah.
As a job. I don't know.
I don't know, but apparently, smoking weed, being selfish, I don't know. Pac-Man Jones likes to hit people in strip clubs and get shot. That's cool and stuff. I mean, Joe Mixon plays for the Bengals. I think he knocked his girl out. He knocked her lights out in a Starbucks or whatever, and they were just talking.
Well, that's probably every Bengals player.
Fontez Burfict tried a drop kick from his ass this week, up kick. He's been taking some MMA training.
I don't know how he's still in the NFL. I thought he would have been gone before this. The dude is just a dirty player.
And no, it's just his fucking personality. He's a piece of shit. It's not even like it's not. That's easy to say, and I don't even think I should feel like I'm an asshole for saying that. He's a piece of shit.
No, he is.
And how many times people say that the play he had on Antonio Brown in the playoffs wasn't dirty? He ran right by him and helmet the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He had practically spun his head around. He didn't play the next game. It wasn't fake.
One of the worst things to see and watch is when a player literally goes limp after getting hit in the head. Because you just automatically assume, well, his neck's broken.
Oh, my God.
Because that play, Antonio Brown, his arms flung, and he was just out of it. It was terrible.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's why he's a piece of shit, is because he does not care, and he just wants... He wants that advantage. He might hurt you because he thinks you're an asset to the other team, and we can win if we fucking hurt this guy.
And it's not like
you don't want people like that on the field.
It's not like he's only done it to one player or two people. He does it like 3 times every year.
He's way worse than Ndamukong Suh ever was.
I know, yeah.
He did stomp on Aaron Rodgers' calf or whatever. That's kind of
that was pretty bad.
That's because he torched him for so long. Yeah, play him twice a year. I might stomp on his calf. Guess I'm not that bad, but anyways, Vontaze Burfict, you're a flying pile of dung. You can go suck one, buddy. I don't know about you.
Stop with just fining him. Just
start taking his money away from him in general.
Yeah.
Maybe take the guarantee from his salary. Or just put a target on his back.
See, my thing is like...
No, if he keeps doing things like that after 5 strikes, he should be real close. You have to get put on the Browns roster.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't want him.
No, I know, but nobody wants him. That's the best place to be. Hey, what kind of punishment would it be? Say, all right, Martavis Bryant, you do this so many times, we got to put you on the fucking Browns. I'm sorry, you did it yourself. No. He falls in the pit of doom.
Yeah. Where you go to die. But no, my thing... with like, and you don't see it too much, like dirty players. I don't really see too many, but Burfict, I would say, is definitely the biggest
an obvious dirtbag, like every week.
I think that should be less, like this should be harsher punishment than for smoking weed, honestly, because he's trying to hurt people out there.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that should be suspensions and taken out of the league, more harsh than weed. Even though I mean it's the company's policy, the NFL's policy, you can't be doing that. So you got to listen. But he's trying to take people out. You can't have that. That's bad. Right. Bad business.
Let's get the fuck out of this Vontaze Burfict business and that dirtbag. I want to talk about the goddamn NBA.
Well, let's segue from Martavis Bryant saying he wants out to Eric Bledsoe tweeting, I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here. Get me out of here!
And I don't blame him.
Yeah, they're bad. I mean, something's wrong upstairs, though, because Earl Watson made it 3 games like they had playoff expectations or something with Tyson Chandler and Booker and him. Mm-hmm. They didn't add anything, and they won, 20 games? They're bad.
They seem almost as dysfunctional as the Browns. Almost.
But they just don't have a history of doing that the past 20 years almost, though.
No. But the Suns, they keep up this shenanigans. They're going to eclipse the Nets as worst NBA team.
Oh, Brooklyn's bad.
D'Angelo's playing really well.
Nobody cares, though.
No,
nobody cares. I mean, that's not. I don't even care.
The funny thing about this Eric Bledsoe is that he's tweeted that I don't want to be here, and then the head coach gets fired, and now they're saying Eric Bledsoe will not be playing with them anymore.
He's expected to get traded. I'm just trying to think of what a decent destination for that guy would be.
He's a good player.
He's good. He doesn't play defense well. He doesn't shoot great. He's a good shooter. He's just good at things.
He's a starting point guard in a lot of places, though.
Yeah, but, what teams really need him? I mean, Bucks would take him.
The Bucks would.
That would be a decent fit. But they have enough defense around him that it might work out. That would be a good idea. I don't see if it happens. Dallas will fucking take him or something like that, maybe. San Antonio.
San Antonio.
That would be a sexy pickup.
That would be.
Because they got a lot of defense on that team, and they don't have any score.
Hurt, yeah. But that would be something to look out for. Do they have the moves though?
They don't have
to make
moves.
It happen.
You're gonna have to dump Manu's salary or something, or Patty Mills for it. And Patty Mills is a good.
And he'd have to give up some picks. I don't know the pick situation.
Yeah, and you think Popovich wants a high-value target on his friggin' team?
I don't know. The Spurs, man, they aren't doing bad.
Yeah.
They beat... who did they beat without... The first game of the year, they didn't have Kawhi.
What about the Sixers? I like Ben Simmons running up and down the court like a point guard.
Ben Simmons, yeah. You keep him as your point. They don't need Bledsoe.
Hey, Memphis beat the damn Rockets.
Unless the Sixers could somehow get Markelle Fultz and hype him up. Maybe have him have a couple good games. Send him over there.
What, try and make him shine a turd real quick and make it look good?
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, Billy said, Markelle Fultz MVP.
We
We expected him to shoot a little better.
I did expect him to shoot a lot better. Although I did have Simmons winning Rookie of the Year, and it looks like he's on pace to do just that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he ran tripped up the other night. I mean,
Yeah.
Lonzo was an assist or
Yeah.
a rebound short of it the other night.
Lonzo hasn't. I mean, he hasn't looked as good as Simmons.
He's been shooting better.
Yeah.
He's not a bad shooter.
No,
That's
it's
not
just
for sure.
weird as heck. Looking.
Yeah, it looks goofy. He definitely shoots well. But
Jason Tatum hasn't been playing too bad. His percentages probably aren't the greatest, but he's been putting up some points. But Ben Simmons, are you yawning, motherfucker?
yeah, I just stayed up way too late playing video games.
But Ben Simmons, I've been super impressed with. Joel Embiid is not allowed to do back-to-backs. He is pretty upset with that. He wants to play more.
Are you serious?
He did put up 30 points last game they played.
He's not allowed to play back-to-back games.
No, he's not. Not yet. Although they seem to have tightened or loosened up the minute restriction.
How? I mean, what do you... That's...
They're just worried is all. But he has been playing more minutes. They said at the beginning of the year like 20 minutes, and he's been in like near 30 or so. So they've been letting him play longer, but he's still mad. He wants to play every game of the year, which is good to see. He's a competitor. But
That's pretty... I hate that limitation minute crap. But, I mean, I understand you don't want him to get hurt, but why do you have him if you have to worry about that? Or why... He's an asset to your team. You got to utilize him.
And it's crazy, like, with the little minute restriction he's had, he's been putting up crazy points in the minutes that he's been in. His shooting has looked pretty good for the most part. He has had a couple slumps from the outside, but for a big man, he shoots very well from outside.
By the way, he is quite hilarious on Twitter.
He is a Twitter champion.
Yes.
His insults,
Yeah.
I love that.
He's pretty good. I can't remember who he was making fun of another player the other day, but it was pretty good.
Well, I know he's picked on Durant with the burner account, burner Twitter.
Because Durant will sit there and defend himself on Twitter.
Yeah. Joel Embiid's hilarious.
He is
You can't
funny.
understand a word he says, but his tweets are magical.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I know Greek Freak's balling himself
Dude.
out a new one.
Dude.
Hey, LeBron, when you leave, we've got the Greek Freak. And it's insane because nobody can pronounce his last name properly.
Antetokounmpo. Right? Yeah, Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo Punto.
Antetokounmpo. But, dude, 38 a game, right?
Dude, he is just so dirty, and he's got
His strides are so long. When he does a Euro step, he can go halfway across the
I think
court.
3 steps gets him from the one baseline to the other one.
Yeah, it's crazy. And he's fast. He's fast as hell. He's like 6'11", runs up and down the floor.
Dude, he picks
Pretty
his
good
leg up and
handles.
he's already at half court.
He's so long. He's so long.
He's so good. And the thing was, I didn't think he would do this.
Well, I knew he was going to be good. Last year he was pretty
But
good.
you didn't expect that.
No, I didn't expect him to come out with like 144 points through his first 4 games.
I know, and that makes the Bucks look way more appealing, even though they lost the Cavs by like 20-some points. But
The
they lost to the
Cavs
Magic.
are weird. They've been like this for years now. They'll play great teams great, but then they'll lose to the 76ers, Magic, teams like that.
I don't know.
Dwayne Wade says he wants to come off the bench now.
Dwayne Wade should come off of the bench for sure.
Yeah, he's not been playing very well.
Ugh.
Derrick Rose hurt.
Yep, already got the ankle going. Yeah, and the thing is, he looked good too.
He did. He did look good.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin Durant's having a block party. I think everybody's invited.
Dude is just
I don't
swatting
understand
everybody.
that.
It won't last. It shouldn't last
He's got 17 blocks through
through 4 games. They're 2-2.
That's insane. What the fuck?
I don't know.
Don't come in here. I'm
No.
gonna fucking send it right
Well,
back out.
He says he's 6'8". The dude is a 7-footer. It's ridiculous.
I think the Bulls are actually playing Kay Felder like a lot. nobody gives a shit because they're the Bulls and it's Kay Felder.
Yeah.
God, that's embarrassing. They're so bad. The most interesting thing the Bulls did all year is have Bobby Portis knock Mirotic out. That's fucking bad.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I hate Mirotic, so.
He's got a good beard, though.
Yeah, he just.
You give a little respect for the beard.
Yeah, it turns out he's a pussy.
Yeah, if you can't take a fucking.
Bobby Portis,
He probably didn't
his
even get
arms are
punched.
like this big.
Yeah, but dude, look at his eyes are like wide the fuck open. Everything he does. You see him in 2K on last year's 2K, and he looks like a friggin' meth head on there. He's got good court vision.
Yeah,
His court his
can
basketball
see it.
IQ and everything's
Yeah.
99. Vision. Yeah, but I mean, impressions though on the year, Greek Freak's balling out.
Spurs are going to be just as good as I thought.
Maybe Memphis keeps it up.
Memphis has beaten 3 good teams: the Pelicans, the Warriors, and the Rockets. They're 3-0.
Yeah, and another thing is, I think the Celtics are a 4 or 5 seed at best now.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they still have to match.
I know we've only played 3-4 games here and there,
It's the
but
same with the Cavs. Like the rosters on both those teams are vastly different. The Celtics, especially, they dropped almost everybody and picked up a bunch of new guys.
yeah,
So it's weird.
they don't have a deep team like they used to.
No, they don't have the
mean,
depth.
I feel like you're going to see Cleveland 1, and then I think you might see Milwaukee 2.
2.
And
Oh,
then
if Giannis
Washington.
keeps this up, they're going to be 1.
That might not even be hard to believe.
No, I know.
You take Derrick Rose out, and you have to play Jose Calderon, and have D Wade split minutes too with him.
And D Wade is not looking.
D Wade is looking old now.
Yeah.
But you have that happen, and the Cavs might lose 30 games this year. I mean, that's still a 52-win team, but that might put you on a 4 seed or something. I mean,
No,
I think the best team in the East gets you 55, 60 wins.
No, I bet.
I think they're all they're not heavily stacked in that division.
Wizards are they 3-0 or 3-1? 3-0.
I'll tell you what, though. If LeBron, does anything, say he pulls a hammy, he's got to miss 2 weeks, that team's going to be fucked.
LeBron don't miss time because he's not human. I keep telling you this.
He is built Ibron.
The dude is not human. He's an android. He's got to be.
He's an apple.
Look at Dwayne Wade.
Come on now.
Dwayne Wade has regressed so much, and LeBron is still at.
And the thing is, Dwayne Wade is 6'4" and likes to get friggin' body tackled to the hoop and do his fucking pump fake jump into you bullshit that drove me nuts for years until he came to Chicago and did it.
For a year.
And then just didn't fucking practice, break his wrist, and not show up in the playoffs. That was cool. Good thing we paid him a couple dollars for that, and then we sucked up like $10 million of his salary. That was good. Good job there, Gar Forman.
The Bulls have really turned it around the wrong way.
I was gonna say, where were you going with that? You really, hey, they turned it around, and then turned it right back around,
dude. When they had that Rondo playoffs, I thought they were gonna beat the Celtics.
They were good, and then he did something to his hand and broke it or something.
They were up 2-0 on the Celtics, and then Rondo goes down, and that team implodes, and then everybody on that team is gone.
Oh, man, stop.
I'm sorry.
You're going to bring me down and ruin my whole life.
Sorry. Andrew Wiggins is playing really good basketball. He hit a game winner.
He's outshining Butler.
He is, which is weird.
Yeah, because Butler's
but
a
also,
better player.
Also, the Wiggins has been there for a little while now. 3 years, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So he definitely has the system and everything more down pat. He's got more chemistry. Butler will get there. He's a great player. I'm not worried about Butler.
Yeah, Butler will get his. Give him time, and he'll just blend in. I mean, it took him time to blend in with Derrick Rose. I mean, Derrick Rose was a little more dominant with the ball. I mean, he passes the ball, but Jimmy Butler is a very unselfish player. Maybe he doesn't want to take the shot. Maybe he wants to still chemistry-wise work with him. I mean, I think they're going to get along well. Yeah. I mean, he played with Tibbs for years. Tibbs he's not a player's coach. He's a grinder.
Good coach, though.
But he's a very intelligent defensive coach, and he'll bust your ass if you ain't doing it right. They're gonna be good, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard. NBA are only 4 or 5 games into the 82-game season.
Yeah,
but I'm liking what I'm seeing from Memphis without Randolph and without Tony Allen are playing gritty. Marc Gasol's. I love that dude. He's playing really well. He had a crazy, awesome move on Klay Thompson. Pump faked, got Klay turned around, knocked down the 3. It was beautiful.
Hey, I mean, if the regular season ended today,
Yeah.
Golden State would be the 8th seed, right? Hey, Celtics wouldn't make the playoffs, bro.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, look at that. Brooklyn, dude, you're the 4th seed, bro. With the Magic right behind you at 5.
Yep.
And the process still has to keep going. No, I mean,
It's tough this early for the NBA.
yeah, you just get a
Sucks.
sample of them.
It sucks that injuries have already been happening. Chris Paul has been banged up already.
Gordon Hayward one killed me.
Gordon Hayward, Derrick Rose.
Ew.
It just cheapens the season because you don't get to see everybody at their best, every team at their best.
Yeah, that kind of sucks a lot of joy out of it.
Yeah, same with and NFL's been getting some injuries too. Aaron Rodgers going down, Carson Palmer breaking his arm. It's crazy just how injuries affect the landscape of the season so much. You just always hope that they come back as good as they once were.
Yeah, but I mean, with like a guy like Derrick Rose, where you done it so much, I think he just kind of scares him, and he wants to play softer when he comes back for a little while. He finally probably got confidence back.
And then he sprains his ankle.
Then he sprains his friggin' heart again. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy all this, what's happened this year, but Gordon Hayward going down 4 minutes into a game, and that was one of the most exciting things, the stories, the Celtics Cavs playing.
Talk of the offseason, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, they just shit a whole lot of NBA ratings away right there. Especially the first game of the year, because then how do you carry the Celtics on? Kyrie's got a lot of weight on his back now, carrying young players.
Yeah, really young guys.
I mean, it might be very hard.
He hasn't impressed me so far, but I do feel it's really early. He's got to get into the system and all that. I think I have more faith in Brad Stevens than anything about that Celtics team.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good coach. I think he'll bring him around, and I think he'll get him. Without Hayward, they aren't going to make a playoff splash. I don't think, but I think they're going to rally and they're going to make the playoffs, and they might get to the second round or something like that without Hayward. Just because I like Brad Stevens a lot.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, everything's still early in the year.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but any NBA, 82 games, anything could happen,
Long
anything could
season.
screw you up. I mean, look at even with the Packers. I mean, stuff in like the NFL where you only got 16 games where if somebody gets hurt,
That's
the whole season's
big
in jeopardy. But I mean, injuries, what they do to the sport, and I mean, it's just unfortunate sometimes. I mean, if we were all robots, you just put a new part on and just keep going, right?
Yeah.
That would be kind of neat.
That'd be fucking weird. Bunch of T1000s running around.
Yeah. Anything that's been driving you nuts all weekend?
In terms of sports,
Yeah.
how Alex keeps escaping by the grit of his teeth in fantasy. Fantasy
yeah.
football drives me nuts because it's all about luck for the most.
Not Andrew Luck, that's
No,
for sure.
no. But the majority of the wins seem almost like luck. In matchups.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Alex,
Fuck off.
you're gonna fucking lose here soon because it's killing me.
Yeah, after
I beat you last week.
Yeah, you did.
So.
And then I'm gonna beat him this week.
Man, I'm excited.
Dude, I'm gonna tear you a new asshole.
You are, because all my Evan Ingram went down on a bye. Oh, I'm so pissed.
I got Zach Ertz balling out.
You just got Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown balling out. Russell Wilson's balling out.
Maybe we having Martavis Bryant, he balls out this week. He runs 8s all week. 8s.
Hopefully they just bench him and give all the targets to Antonio.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I have Stafford on my fantasy team, and I don't even know if I want to start him against the Steelers because their defense has been so good.
Dude,
that's weird to say because their defense sucked for years.
It's weird. It's weird with fantasy. Jameis Winston, I benched him this past week. He was going up against the Bills. They'd only allowed 2 passing touchdowns the whole season. He goes for 3 passing touchdowns. And he goes off. And I'm like, hey, fuck.
He's like,
yeah, I don't know.
Ball out.
Happened.
Hey, fantasy football brings the best and the worst out of you.
It makes you pay attention to every team, but it can also drive you fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you put, like, money on DraftKings on there and you just get fucking pissed that everybody plays like shit. Or no, they do that shit like Curse had this week. He scores a touchdown like the first quarter, right to start the game. Doesn't do a damn thing the rest of the game.
Oh, doesn't that
Ivory runs a rushing touchdown in, like Eric Blunt don't even play. Or Leonard Fournette. Oh my god. Anyways, he scored a touchdown to start the game. He doesn't do a damn thing else with that ball. Sean drives me nuts too.
Love Garrett Fournette.
Dude, they play the same way, dude. They eat grown men alive.
Stop. Garrett Blunt ain't that good. Not anymore.
He had the most rushing touchdowns last year.
Yeah. Well, goal line. Come on now.
Yeah, well, goal line, there's a lot of big boys there.
Jerome Bettis gets the most rushing touchdowns seasons. You wouldn't assume that he was the best running back. You'd be like, oh, he punched it in from the 1.
There was probably a year he was the best back in football. 2 of them, maybe.
Maybe.
With the Rams, maybe, or his first year with the Steelers. He definitely was on a good diet when he was there.
Yeah. Oh, I did want to talk about players that you miss on either on your teams or in the leagues, either NFL or NBA, that you just miss watching. They were fun to watch.
Derrick Rose with 2 ACLs. That was pretty decent. Fucking cry if we keep getting into that.
Oh, it's funny.
Dude,
I miss Josh Gordon before he was a fucking asshole. The dude was electric. Flash Gordon.
I heard he was dating some girl named Mary Jane. They had a real tight relationship rolled
On
up.
and off, mostly on.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, but that one went up in flames.
Dude, actually, my favorite player I miss is Josh Cribbs on the Browns.
Yeah.
He was our game plan was like, well, let's hold him to a field goal and hope Josh Cribbs brings it back to the house or gives us great field position. Because our defense is so bad and he's the only person doing anything.
I mean, see, I liked Hines Ward a lot, but it's just because he blocked. He was real physical, and then Polamalu was fucking amazing. He was Houdini on the field.
He was a goddamn bastard. Always jumping over the line.
Oh, yeah.
Timing that up.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's people like that. I mean, I don't know. I miss the old Ravens-Steelers rivalry because it used to be good. I don't like the Ravens at all. I don't like the Bengals at all, but they're like the next rival we have. I mean, there's some players, and Brett Favre I'd like to watch. And
dude, he
was Iron Man.
Slinged it, man. Just
I love that shit. Guys throw the ball 100 miles an hour and break other wide receivers' hands. I mean, that was nice to see. Peyton Manning was fun to watch because Omaha.
Oh, God,
steak
dude.
and shake.
I went to the Browns game where he had that comeback victory when he was with Broncos. I mean, I loved that I was able to see Peyton. That was awesome. But goddamn, dude, he had a game-winning touchdown and touchdown drive. It was good. Cool to see, but god damn it.
He's a baller.
Yeah. I missed Dennis Northcutt. You remember that dude?
Don't say stupid shit.
No, like he would always bring a punt return back. And I swear to God, he ended up in the end zone every time, called back for holding. Every goddamn time. But
Dennis
he was so fast.
Fucking Northcutt.
He was so fast.
Did you like Kelly Holcomb a lot too?
No, I didn't like Kelly Holcomb.
Tim Couch?
No. I liked none of the Browns quarterbacks in the past 20 years.
Well, it's hard to say one that worked out. I mean,
Brian Hoyer when he had that string of games. That was
Warrior the Destroyer.
Warrior the Destroyer.
And then he went to the 49ers and destroyed them. He ain't there. No, he ain't playing right now.
He's benched, right?
Yeah. He played good about week 1, and that was about his one chance. And he got 5 other chances. He just shit those away. But yeah, I mean, I could get into that, but God, I'd have to sit down and just
really think back.
Oh yeah.
But I think the most fun I ever had, I'd have to just go with Josh Cribbs. I remember being on the edge of my seat, screaming for him. He'd be on a kickoff return or a punt return. The dude was magic on those plays. The immaculate deception against the Steelers. Ball went over his head, touched his hand, grabbed it at the 1, and took it all the way back, tiptoeing.
See, I feel like everything was just like better in sports, like maybe the mid-2000s. 90s was really... The early 90s wasn't bad, but I'm going more so like that mid-2000s. I mean, I don't know. There's just a lot going on. And then you were allowed to actually hit people on the fucking football field in the 2000s and the 90s. Safeties are they just stand out there. They might be able to get an interception, but they ain't allowed to hit nobody. I don't know. They hit too hard.
Yes. P.J. Ward, I remember laying people out when he was with the Browns. I can't believe they let that dude walk. And they let Alex Mack walk. I got fucking done talking about the Browns, man.
Yeah, they must have had other talent coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Other talent. Those guys weren't proven enough.
No, I guess not. Pro Bowlers.
They must have thought about getting rid of Joe Thomas, too.
Probably. Joe Thomas was like, hey, you guys dumb. You need me.
He's like, bitch, I've been here 10,000 snaps straight. He goes, oh, snap your neck. He needs to go somewhere, you know what?
Dude, just come back for 1 more year, go to the Patriots. Try to win a Super Bowl for you. Do it for you. Fuck the Browns. Do it for you.
I feel like I don't know how the hell is he still there? I mean, I think people don't want to necessarily trade for him now because he's of age, but
maybe the Browns will do him a favor and fucking cut him so he can go sign with a team that'll win. I'd be okay with that. Just to see Joe Tom. I'm rooting for a player over my team. That's how bad the fucking Browns are. Just like the Bulls. Oh, my mom got tickets to the Bulls-Cavs game.
When?
Did they play tonight or last night?
Yeah, they do.
Tonight? Yeah, she got tickets to go.
Well, what the fuck?
She wanted me to rub it in her face.
Well, I mean, do I really want to be there and be depressed?
No.
You want me to get my friggin' Derrick Rose jersey out?
Last time I went to a Bulls-Cavs game in the playoffs, the Bulls fucking won. So
that was a good game.
It was, but it pissed me off.
It
was fun. It was fun, but come on, man. The one game I go to in the playoffs, you guys lose.
That was such a good series. And then after Derrick Rose hit his 3-pointer and just went, and everybody carried him away.
That was the dumbest. I'm sorry. That was the dumbest celebration of a game-winning shot.
What was he supposed to twerk?
Just fucking show a little emotion out like, that was luck.
Dude, he was probably like, how the fuck did I do that? I don't even know. I'm going to go blank.
Yeah.
Mute. But hey,
yeah,
good series. We won't see that for a very long time.
No.
And super teams suck. And yeah.
So is your mom.
Thank you. I admire you, John. You're a good companion, and I enjoy being here next to you.
Fuck you.
And that might do it.
That's about a wrap.
I'm gonna apply this pencil to John's eyeball when I press the stop button. So
he thinks.
John will have an eye patch right around this spot right here tomorrow. He'll probably sound like a bitch too. Oh, I poked his eye.
Tomorrow.
Anyways, I don't know if we'll do one tomorrow. Probably not.
Next one, we might be talking about we might do picks for the NFL. Or you might bring up some Destiny, some games. How much I am not a
We'll
fan
label
of
it,
Destiny
whether it's
2.
a sporty one or a friggin' video game one, whatever we want to chat about, I guess. But,
Maybe we'll talk about some. We've been watching some new movies lately.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Besides the fact that Destiny is a complete pile of trash. Yeah, well, maybe we'll get into
And
that.
microtransactions. I want to rant about that somewhat soon. How much I hate microtransactions in games.
Yeah, we're pretty upset. I'm going to sneeze, and I'll let you go.
Yeah.
John, Robbie, Firelink Podcast.
Peace.
Later.